Hold up.
Look, man, look, in the history of the world, okay? In the history of the world, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is motherfucking Hilk Show. My name is Eddie Law, and we're gonna point some fingers here. No, it's gonna. In the history of the world, what do they say? What's the like? People want bullshit and like they hate you, but secretly they're in love with you. I think that dude's legitimately in love with me. I'm a little freaked out. I think he's got like. I feel like
Keyboard Warriors. He probably jerks off. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm telling you, man. I feel like there's like a tree somewhere with like initials on it with a heart and a fucking cross across of it. Like I'm a little weirded out, man. I didn't know I didn't know he played on that team.
I'm like, just saying that he just wants that Latino love, my guy. Like,
hey, look, man. Hey, he's surrounded by that shit where he's at. He needs to keep his ass there. Fuck all that shit. I'm flattered. I am flattered, but I'm also not interested at all. So we're good. Anyway.
All I'm gonna say is this: usually people that hate you most are usually the ones that are your number one fans. To be honest with you,
that dude wants to be me, man. He wishes he was me. He hates himself.
That's what he wants. That's what he wants.
He wants to, here's the thing though. Like that, the people like that hate themselves so hard. They want to be somebody else. So tough shit, bitch. You can't be me. You can never do it. Just quit. Quit everything.
Yo, let's go on a more. We'll switch gears and we'll go on to a little positive vibe.
Yes, Mackenzie Dern's ass.
Yeah.
First of all,
hold on. Let me just hold on. I just want to say thank you. Women's Day. Messages. I just want to say thank you to everybody who sent me messages and everything on the birth of my son. Everybody's doing fine. The better half's doing fine. My baby boy Leo James is doing fine. Just want to say thank you for everybody for the messages and all that kind of stuff in the tweets and everything. Really appreciate it. Now back to business. Eddie, go on. You can go to town. Well,
so first of all, on happy International Women's Day to all the ladies.
Oh my days! Look at him trying to flex. Look at him. He's trying to finesse.
Fuck it. I'm owning this shit.
I'm just saying, he's finessing.
First of all, Mackenzie Dern's ass. I know. Look, my friend Nikki was talking about how you're gonna talk about how flat it was. First of all, that's what happens when you get to cut weight. Okay. You gotta cut weight. It's not gonna look its best. Okay. I bet you right now, if she posted a picture of it like right now, it's nice and back to curvy, like perfect, like sit on someone's face perfect. So like it'd be like legit.
My God.
That's how I celebrate that shit. She can sit on my face. That's good. All right. No, Brad, in all seriousness, I can't even say it's all seriousness. We're gonna talk about a joke. Joey Diaz, comedian, professional, one of the best to ever do it.
Yeah, I don't know what happened with this, by the way. I don't know what was said, so I'm gonna have to put this into context for me because I've been a bit busy.
Sure. So he tweeted out, that Mackenzie Dern's asshole must smell tremendous after that fight. Let me pull up the actual tweet because I have it. Because I did the keyboard shorts, right? You know those keyboard shorts that I do, and I've been fucking around with Final Cut again because I got it to work and fucking. I have it somewhere here with screenshots, bro. Here it is. Here it is.
This though, first and foremost, before we put that up. I just want to state that, is it derogatory? Yes, in context. But what you understand is, though, is this is a very blue comedian. Like, we're not talking about, like, a sophisticated, like a Ricky Gervais who's going to talk about, like, politics and everything like that, and then he's dropping some kind of foulness, and you know what I mean? The thing is, though, is at the end of the day, let's be completely honest. I've seen numerous females that have tweeted about numerous MMA fighters, whether it be anybody from Kevin Lee to Sage Northcutt to Conor McGregor, all these different dudes, and I've seen girls talk sideways and talk very, blue about them, and it's like, I think to myself, at the end of the day, we can't all get offended about stupid shit like this, man. It's just a fucking joke. Like, do you know what I mean?
Right, exactly. So here's the joke. Sorry, so if you guys can read that. Can you read that?
Mackenzie Dern's asshole. Oh, Mackenzie Dern's asshole is going to smell tremendous after the fight. Tremendous.
Right. Mackenzie Dern's
be called Joey Tremendous. I'm just throwing that out there.
Joey Tremendous. Is he on right now? Is he in the comments?
No, I'm just saying though that the irony. That's all.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah. No. Here's the thing. I tweeted that motherfucker after I saw this, and I'm like, "Hey, bitch, did you hijack Joey's Twitter?" And he just and I talk to this guy on DMs like every other day. I have Joey Tremendous, shout out, dude. And he's always like, he's a huge fan of like, you know, Rogan, Diaz, and all those guys. So we always shoot the shit about that. But he hates Brendan Schaub. So what are you gonna do? Anyway, so he said he sends that tweet out and people lose their shit. Like fucking MMA websites were talking about, comedian sends a derogatory tweet about fucking blah blah blah. And I'm just like, dude, that's flattery. You know how many times I tweeted about Rachel Ostovich's ass? A million times. You know how many hearts I've gotten? You know how many likes I've gotten from her? A lot. That's flattery, sir. Oh, dude. Hey, look, man. If she wasn't married, your boy would be all in that shit. I'm just saying.
Hashtag rolling with Eddie, my guy.
But I respect holy matrimony, so I'm not gonna push it anyway.
All I'm saying is this, though, right? You know what's cool though? Like, don't you think it's funny how nobody said a bad word? This is the key important thing here. I really think this is important to point out. Derek Lewis said some nasty shit about Paige Van Zandt and to do with bootiness.
Right.
Nobody says anything bad. Everybody says, like, that's funny, it's hilarious, you know, blah, blah, blah. When somebody gives a compliment, which is, in a sense, Joey was trying to do, whether it was a bit sexist or not, hey-ho. But the thing was, though, he was giving a compliment, and yet people want to give him, you know, criticism and flank him because of that. Whereas, you know, Derek Lewis was talking about eating booty, and he was meaning it in a fucking foul way.
Look, man. All I'm saying is, I don't know one guy that if Mackenzie Dern. Damn, how can I say that being way fucking disrespectful?
Just fucking throw it out there. Don't be that guy.
Right. I don't know any dude that if Mackenzie Dern's ass was right there, you wouldn't be like face planted in that shit. I don't know one guy that wouldn't do it.
Like, let's be completely honest, right? As males, predominantly, if a fine woman was in front of you and she was to say, right, I want you to, like, that's happening. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, that's the power of what fucking, what was that song? I think it was by Jay-Z, The Power of the P-U-S-S-Y. I'm just saying, like, come on. There's women now who turn around and say, like, God, you can see so many memes nowadays from girls talking about, like, right, if a dude don't eat it, then he can, like, get fucked. And it's like, women encourage stuff now. Like, women are open.
Yeah, man, but
it's like, come on.
Look, right now we're in the age of female power. Women.
Oh, I thought you. Oh, okay. You went that way.
What? Wait, what? I missed that.
I was saying snowflakes. I was like, people are.
No, we could talk. We can get on the fucking. We could go right after this. Should go right to fucking Triggered and do a whole show on the left. That shit's fucking weird now. Like, I didn't dislike the people on the left because I don't take sides. Right. I'm very much like, you know, each issue to me. I'm conservative about some things and I'm liberal about some things. That's Chris Rock once said. Right. Crime. I'm conservative. Prostitution. I'm liberal. Okay. You got to think about the issue. You can't be all fucking one right and one left. All right. You can't. You got to be yourself. Anyway. Right. But then these motherfuckers are going out of their mind. They're just fucking like just looking for something to be mad about. So we can talk about Triggered. But anyway, the point is this. All right. That was a comedian making a funny a tweet. It was funny. If you didn't laugh at it, okay, that joke wasn't for you. Doesn't mean you got to be out there and get a stick up your ass about it. So
I noticed that a few people got this. We'll keep it on the women's thing, just kind of roll with it because I just think it's important. But like, let's talk about Cris Cyborg 1 second, right? Because I got a lot of flack from people turning around and.
Before that, Mackenzie Dern, stay away from Edmund. Go get yourself some actual striking training. I don't know what the fuck you're doing. MMA Lab is legit striking, and you can't strike for shit. And get your wrestling on point.
Can we send it to Ludwig? Can we get it to Ludwig? Like, I think that'd be
fucking great. But the thing is this, so she also needs to work her takedowns. How do you not take down Ashley Yoder?
Yeah, I'm just saying though, like working with like TJ Dillashaw and like Bermudez and all those guys, that's not a fucking bad. And they're 135ers, so I'm not being funny, but I think that's a great fit if I'm being truthful.
Look, I don't know what kind of thing she's doing up there.
Going to fucking Team Alpha Male, and then she ends up just fucking learning to do double legs and overhands.
She's like a Paige Van Zandt with better jiu-jitsu.
Much better jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, way better.
Like when you said that, then that made me like go, "What you were saying that Paige has like legit?"
No. I'm not gonna disrespect. I am not gonna disrespect the daughter of Megaton Diaz. Okay, I'm not doing that. That dude's a bad motherfucker.
Thinking to myself, then I remember a Paige Van Zandt literally getting Tret like she was Gunnar Nelson against Damian Maia. That's what Rose Namajunas did to Paige Van Zandt that night.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true. All right, but on Cyborg, you say we're getting flack on Cyborg. What'd you say?
All I said is there's some people who are trying to make out, and mainly Cyborg fanatics, and that's fine. But a lot of people were trying to kind of portray that Cyborg was going to be this big draw for the UFC event, UFC 222, 222, what you want to call it. And personally, all I saw the week leading up to the fight is people talking about the Frankie Edgar versus Brian Ortega fight. That was the big fight. That was the people's main event. That's what everybody was talking about. There was so much hype about it. Could this young kid do it? Could Frankie Edgar, stop this undefeated streak? Could he prevent being taken down and submitted? Everybody was saying that Brian Ortega couldn't knock out or stand on the feet with Frankie Edgar because he had too much good movement and hand speed and power and all this other stuff. There were so many questions. And that was the people's main event, in my opinion. And a lot of people was like, if it weren't for Cyborg, this show, this pay-per-view is only going to do like 100,000 buys. And I'm like, but how are we going to compare that? Like, how are you going to say that it's purely Cyborg? Do you know what I mean? Because nobody's talking about the Cyborg fight. So if people are going to tune in for a fight, they're going to tune in for a fight they're talking about, not one that they're not. Why would you tune into a fight you're not talking about?
Right, exactly. So here's the thing, too. On the other hand, I mean, at the same time, you see Cyborg fans trying to give Cyborg a credit for the prelim numbers. She didn't fight on the prelims. Right, like Mackenzie Dern. During Mackenzie Dern's fights, when you had the peak of prelims viewers, I don't know the number off the top of my head, but that's what the stats have been given.
It was 900,000 people watching it, if I remember correctly.
There you go. But they watched it for Mackenzie Dern's ass. I mean, jiu-jitsu. I mean, fight game.
I'd tell a lie. It was 1,076,000 viewers.
Yeah, and we 99.9% all dudes. Anyway, so it's actually probably true anyway. But yeah, look, man, they're trying to give Cyborg as much credit as they can. Does she deserve credit for being probably like the most dominant female fighter ever, as far as I can think? Arguably the most dominant? Sure, absolutely. Does she deserve credit for hopping into the pay-per-view to keep it a pay-per-view and put a belt on the line? Sure. Does she beat another no-name 135er? Yes. After she said she wasn't going to fight no more 35ers? Yes. Can we get a fucking clue, ladies and gentlemen? What are we doing here? We're going to crown the queen of 145ers as the greatest fighter, female fighter of all time because she beat a bunch of midgets. Come on, dog. Come on.
I'm with you.
All right. Now,
the fact that she turned around and said she was only going to fight legitimate 145ers from now on who had earned it, and yet she fought against a 135er. And the key thing that was always advertising was the former bantamweight champion of Invicta. That was the key thing that keeps on advertising.
Yeah. I would have kept that little bantamweight word out of it. I would have kept that completely off the promotion. Just that, hey, former Invicta champion. Just leave it there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm 100% with you.
But here's the thing. Like, look, I like Cris Cyborg. I know it comes up like I don't. I wish they could find a female on the planet to give her a fucking challenge. All right? And don't get it twisted. It's not Megan Anderson. It's not Megan Anderson. I like Megan Anderson. But the fact that she talks all this shit and never fights bothers me. That's another separate issue.
Fought since January of last year.
And Cindy Dandois beat her.
And she's fought 3 or 4 times as Cindy Dandois since.
Yeah. So, it's not Megan Anderson. I wouldn't mind. I think Holly Holm's giving her the toughest fight. Holly Holm getting in there, closing the distance, clinching with her. I mean, how genius was that? That was a genius game plan. Clinch with Cyborg, try to tire her out. Land little shots here and there, you at least survive the fight. You at least won't get knocked out. It didn't work out. I think if you give Holly another shot at it, she'd have a better shot, but who knows? But it's I wish, and it's gonna sound bad. A lot of Cyber friends are gonna get pissed at me. I'm probably gonna get a bunch of unfollows. Fine. I wish she did not step into this for this pay-per-view. I wish she hadn't stepped up to save this card. All right, because you could have saved a lot of people some money. Like how you would have. There's no way the UFC would go on with that as a pay-per-view. You know what I mean? If Cyborg doesn't step up, there's no way to keep it a pay-per-view.
The interesting thing for me was, though, is I saw one of our friends tweet about the amount of social media impressions that this pay-per-view did. And what I found, Ryan Thomas, I believe it was, who tweeted that out. And what I found very, very interesting was, though, is yeah, it had a lot of social media impressions. And I was like, but what was worth noting was that Cris Cyborg, when I went to sleep at, it was like 6:30 in the morning. So just as the pay-per-view had finished, about half an hour afterwards, 45 minutes afterwards, the top trends in the world as they were going on, Cris Cyborg had, I think it was 31 point something, 31.4, 31.7, 1,000 tweets tagging or speaking about Cris Cyborg, which is impressive. Like, let's not take away from that.
Absolutely.
But, and this is just cold hard facts. I can't talk about Facebook, but let's be honest, who fucking uses Facebook to talk about fucking UFC? Do you know what I mean? Like, that's a fucking dead dog. But what was interesting is Brian Ortega was at 46, I think it was 0.1 thousand tweets about Brian Ortega. Now, I personally think that, I don't think he's a quote unquote big money draw. I'm not saying he's going to be the next Conor, Ronda, Brock, or any of that. I'm not saying that. But I do think that he's going to be one of those guys that can just carry a pay-per-view, do well on a pay-per-view. He's not going to do massive numbers, but he'll do good numbers. And the fact that he was doing 46,000 tweets trending higher above Cyborg, and his fight had finished prior to Cris Cyborg, and after Cris Cyborg's fight, even half an hour afterwards, it still had not reached the peak of what his had. You have to kind of take into account that people were talking about Brian Ortega, and people were talking about the Ortega-Frankie Edgar fight before the Cyborg fight, and they weren't talking about Cris Cyborg fighting. Nobody was going, I wonder if Cyborg's going to be able to, defend the title. Is she going to be threatened by this woman? Nobody was saying that. Not one person on God's green earth thought that this was going to happen. It's just not happening.
No, and look, man, it's not. Again, it's not to take away credit from Cyborg. She's a great fighter. People need to stop freaking out and getting upset about it. It's to talk about facts as facts, right? The draw of that whole card was Frankie Edgar, Brian Ortega. You know what I mean? And honestly, Mackenzie Dern is a close second. I think more people will tune in and watch Mackenzie Dern than tune in and watch Cyborg.
Well, the thing was, though, is the Wilder fight was going on during all of this.
Now, when did it go? Was it before the pay-per-view or during the Cyborg fight? Or do you know which fight it was during?
It'd have been during the prelims, I presume, because usually it's about 10 o'clock your time. So yeah.
Right. So I watched the Wilder fight on stream, totally paid for. But I watched it, and I watched it. I did not watch the prelim. I watched it on my phone. I didn't watch any of the prelims. I was out doing a family thing. So, I mean, come on, man. I don't know how to put it. It's not. No one cares anymore to see Cyborg kill a chick. You know what I mean?
I'll say this, right? And this is one of the key things that makes me just go. We're talking about a woman who, from the point she got her title, has fought against nothing but people smaller than her. And prior, like, we're talking as if she's. I think it's much more impressive that Jessica Andrade got beat by Joanna, and Joanna dominated her for 25 minutes when she's a former 135er. Yeah. I find that much more impressive than I see. And we're talking about Andrade, who comes with leather. She doubles hands with speed and venom and intent. And she can, we saw her last fight, she was donking bitches. Do you know what I mean? She was like straight jacking them, like double legs, high waist locks, body locks, dropping. Like, there was no, but she couldn't do that to Joanna. That's much more impressive to me, seeing a 135er come down and who's going to be probably like 140 when she gets back at 135. And she's trying to get hold of Joanna, who's 115, probably goes back up to maybe 125, if that. Come on, that's more impressive to me than seeing a chick who's 145 fighting, and she probably walks around at 145. And Cyborg's going back up to 170. 165. I don't find that impressive.
Right. And again, it's a problem that we don't have opponents. We can't find an opponent. You know what I mean? It's a problem boxing had for a long time. You had one impressive guy and nobody that even could give him a challenge. You know what I mean? So that's kind of where we're at with that.
Right, Raider just said then I bought the card, but Cyborg was kind of just an extra fight.
Exactly. I watched the co-main and the main live, right? But I was talking to people about it on Twitter, and most people had tuned out. I talked to quite a few people that were like, "Oh, the Ortega fight's over, so I'm done. I'm not watching the Cyborg fights." Like, why? She's just gonna jack this chick. Mind you, Yana made it interesting for a solid like 35 seconds when she got the trick takedown, and I'm like, she took Cyborg down. What? Oh man, if she let Cyborg back up, she's fucked. The second Cyborg got up, I'm like, oh no, oh it's over, and she fucked her world up.
That moment we just kind of like that.
Yeah, dude, I was already like, oh no, fuck, and crack. Every time she hit this chick, lives a massive dent. Again, we're not talking Cyborg down. If anything, we're talking down the quality of opponents that she can get, because there's nobody.
Exactly.
Who are you gonna get? I mean, look, you can talk about, okay, let's talk about the obvious, the more likely, in fact, Amanda Nunes. Does Amanda, look, I think Amanda Nunes will give her a really good fight. But for how long? She has
the power. She has the power to cause that problem.
Right. But for how long?
See, this is the thing, though. If Cyborg comes in, we know that she can throw hands and she can get the sub. Like, she's no slouch when it comes to submissions as well. The key thing will be, this is one of those age-old things, you know, when you look back to the throwback days of like the UFC, when you look and go, when these women stand in, you know, the pocket and they throw down, they're going to bite down, somebody's going to get hit, and whoever gets hit first is going to be the loser, because that's just what's going to happen. And I genuinely believe Amanda Nunes has got the power to hurt Cyborg, but we know Cyborg's got the power to hurt Amanda Nunes. That's the thing.
Yeah. No, I mean, look, and again, that fight, I would say Cris Cyborg will win anyway, right?
Well, you have to, because she has the home field advantage of the weight.
Yeah. At the same time, if they make that fight, I hope they do it in Brazil.
Yeah, that's that you have to. You can't not.
Let's eliminate the Obama head bullshit. Let's just fucking send it to their own. See what happens. Or they'll probably do that shit in like International Fight Week and shit. It'll be like Holloway Ortega. Oh my fucking god, Holloway and Ortega.
Hold on. Before we get to that, I just want to state one thing. I genuinely will. I'm going to put something out there just to kind of see, and I don't know if people are going to be really mad at me at this. If they do this fight, where it's Amanda Nunes versus Cris Cyborg, I'm going to make a bet that it will probably be around about that July 4th card, but it will be either the one afterwards, you know, when they kind of run out of stars, so they kind of just put somebody in there. It'll be on that pay-per-view, the one after the July 4th card, or it'll be on the fight night the week of that, you know, when they do 3 in a row.
Yeah.
It'll be on the fight night.
Wow, on the fight night?
Yep.
Damn, bro.
It's either going to be the month, the numbered pay-per-view after the July 4th card, or it'll be on the fight night of that week. That's what I'm putting my money on. Because I know that the Amanda Nunes Pennington, the main event for 224, I want to say.
I mean, look, I guess. I don't know. I mean, bruh. That's
How
like...
many people are going to tune in for that? That's what I'm going to ask you right now.
For Nunes Cyborg on fight night?
No, Amanda Nunes Pennington.
Oh, nobody. Not nobody, but not many people.
It's a pay-per-view main event. That's the pay-per-view main event.
Fucking A, dude. This is depressing.
But I will say this. How many people would tune in to watch Brian Ortega versus Max Holloway in Hawaii?
Fucking everybody. Everybody. I would try to go to Hawaii for that shit. You know how crazy that place would get? Okay. All these fucking Hawaiians in there. Be crazy.
I think it'll be one of... I said earlier, I truly hope that it's one of those fights that we see where it's not necessarily... I don't want it to be OTT, like, oh, I love you, you're right, cool too. I would just want it to be like respectful, kind of like, who is the best? I want it to be like a Chuck Liddell, Randy Couture kind of thing. I want it to be like, who is the best 145er in the world? Is it TC? Is he too dangerous? Stood up? Can he land one of those big shots? Can anybody stop the pressure of Max Holloway and the power that he gives when he goes forward and just dominates and he rips to the body? You know.
Okay, now would you pick? Who you picking?
No, not doing it yet. Nope.
You serious? You can take it back. You can change your mind later.
No, I'm being. This fight is as close for me as Namajunas and Joanna.
Really?
Because I'm not don't get this twisted. I'm not the most biggest fan of Max Holloway. Love his fights. You know, think he's a great fighter. Like him as a person. There's no negative about him for me. But it's just I'm just not a massive fan. You know, I'm just like when he fights, cool. This is gonna be fun. Like, but I wouldn't I wouldn't tune in just because he was on the card. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, fair enough, man. But
I think he's a great fighter. I think he's one of the best pound for pound, period. But there's just something that I kind of watch and I go, okay, cool. This will be the first fight where I'm like, holy shit, this can be like craziness. Like this could be genuinely one of the craziest fights.
They're similar size. I think Holloway's like 5'11", Ortega's 5'8", but thickness wise, size wise, they're pretty fucking similar. Reach wise, huh?
They're long and rangy.
Right, both of them. So that kind of negates that advantage for Holloway. Holloway's really good using his range, though.
Oh, I agree with you, but like we say that, and then this is the key thing. A lot of people were saying to me before this fight, because I was like, "Oh, it'd be interesting to see Max Holloway and Ortega," and everybody was like, "There is no way on God's green earth that he's going to be able to stand and strike with Frankie Edgar." Well, he did, and he fucking murdered him. Like he slaughtered him. He bloody murdered him. Like there's no two. I think the thing is we don't want to buy into the hype, and I'm with people on that, and I understand that. I've been a fan of Brian Ortega's for a long fucking time. And I truly believe that he's a talented young guy, and he seems to get better every time we see him. You know, we're seeing him, you know, learn how to use his strikes the more and more things go on. You know, before we saw him with like Coy Guido, where it was like he had to kind of edge it out in the last round, and he eventually got his timing right. Now we're seeing him take out someone who's never been taken out in Frankie Edgar. Arguably one of those most durable fighters we've ever seen step in that cage.
Yeah, look, man. With Frankie Edgar getting knocked out, that hit hard. That was sad.
Yeah,
like I don't know anyone that wasn't sad when that happened. Like, oh fuck, because he lost a title shot. Like the title shot slipped away because he took a chance. You get
killed. What is it? Kill or be killed, as you like to say.
Right, but still, I was like, God damn, you just feel bad for Frankie.
I agree with you, but how many times has he had shots? You know what I mean? Like it's not like he's never.
He's fought for 45 twice.
Yep.
Or once. Twice.
No, twice. Twice.
Oh well, shit, man. I'll tell you what. Stick a standby there, Frankie. All right, someone gets hurt, you're jumping in there for the belt.
Yeah, well, that's the other thing he will do. You know what's the interesting thing, by the way? You know when you was talking about the height and everything?
Right.
You were right on the heights, but they both have the same reach.
So it's a tiny bit of an advantage for Holloway.
Just because of the height.
Just because of the height.
But they have the same reach.
All right, well, that'll be interesting to see how Holloway... Here's the thing. Okay, so people asked me to make a pick, and I made a pick last night. I said Holloway. I'm rooting for Ortega like a motherfucker, right? It's hard for me not to root for Ortega. I'm a fan. But Holloway, honestly, based off the fact that he's so good at making adjustments during the fight, like mid-fight, Holloway's going to make adjustments. Yeah, but we've seen Holloway do it on a championship level. Like, let's say Ortega gets in there, does it. Hey, all fair play to him.
The only problem I have with that, though, is we're talking against Jose Aldo. And it's not the same Jose Aldo. It's not the, pre-McGregor. We've not seen him once. We've not seen Jose Aldo perform the way that he used to since that Conor fight. We haven't seen it against Frankie Edgar. We haven't seen it against the both times that he fought against Max Holloway.
Well, here's the thing. I'll dispute the one Frankie Edgar fight at UFC 200 because that was old school Jose Aldo. Get up on the scorecards and then coast the rest of the night.
It didn't look like he wanted to finish though. Like he
never has though. He hasn't finished since fucking. I was gonna say Weidman. No, who's his name?
Yeah, but you know, like when he used to do those flurries though, where he used to actually go in,
right?
And, hit big hammers, and then he'd move out.
I think I think that's one of the things that a lot of champions started doing when they started seeing GSP just trying to not lose. Like that's just my opinion. I don't know if it's exactly how it is. Like I don't want to
I'm not
lose.
taking away from Holloway's dominance because he has
Right.
been the acute thing, the little glitch for me, the one thing that kind of stands out to me that makes me go, I don't know, is because we've seen how Holloway finishes a fight. We've seen him doing it stood up. We've seen him, take it to the ground and, ground and pound his opponent, smother them, attack them, beat them. But we've seen Ortega finish it in the last round when, clutch. We've seen him do it in the first round now against somebody who's got a sturdy chin. And I don't want to hear anybody turn and say, oh, Frank Edgar's getting old now, though, so his chin's gone. No, fuck you guys, because you weren't saying that before the fight, so eat a big dick. Like, he got hit with
said that before the fight.
Got hit with an elbow, and he got hit with a fucking uppercut from hell. And then the other additional thing, we've seen him in the clinch. We've seen him be able to drag down opponents, whether it be into his guard in the fight prior to the Cub Swanson fight, when he pulled the triangle in the last round. We also saw him get the guillotine against Cub by clenching. He almost finished him with a das in the first round.
Darce guillotine at some point. I don't remember, but
the first round he was reaching around to finish that das choke and literally kind of hooked the legs right at the end. And as he was turning the corner, and the bell went. But if you remember, Cub Swanson got up and he was stumbling when he was getting up, so he was going. And the other additional thing is we've seen him be able to submit off of his back when somebody's dominating him. So for me personally, the amount of range and amount of different ways that T-City can win is such a difficult thing to prepare for, because we talk about Max Holloway making adjustments. What I can't even say the word now. Adjustments. But with that same thing said, T-City gets finishes from anywhere when he adjusts.
Yeah, look, man, I don't know. I don't doubt either guy. I just think Holloway's gonna pull it. That's it. Mind you, if Brian Ortega wins it, I'm gonna be super happy because that dude deserves it. You know what I like? I like after the fight, he goes, I'm sorry, hey guys, yeah, cool fight. I'm starting the Brian Ortega Foundation. Like, that's legit. That's a good dude.
There's gonna
be no trash talk. There's gonna be no trash talk leading up to this fight.
No, 100%. I think this is going to be one of the most hard to sell ones in a sense for non purists, if you want to call them that.
Yeah.
But this is the people's fight. We talked about 145 a few months ago being this derelict kind of division, and we were kind of and now we're talking about arguably one of the biggest fights we've seen in years. This is such a good fight for fans.
100%.
We'll switch gears though, because we'll start talking some bullshit.
Real quick on this. I know. Just hold that thought. So Amanda Nunes versus Raquel Pennington is the headliner for UFC 224. It's official.
Yep.
Okay. Very quickly, is this kind of a fuck up on the UFC's part as far as their super fight goes? If Amanda Nunes gets in there and for some reason somehow gets caught with something, does anyone give a fuck to see Raquel Pennington against Cyborg as a super fight?
I literally, just before we went on, me and my friend was talking about that, and I turned around and said, the MMA gods will fuck Amanda Nunes over in this.
Oh, no, this will be fucking Dana White. Dana White's going to be like, oh, I should have paid them both more money instead or something like that. But, yeah, this is a huge risk for Amanda Nunes. This is her money she's fucking with. She's got to be that confident that she's going to knock out or she's going to beat Raquel.
Pennington. If we're being completely honest,
she should. She should be able to smoke her in the first round. Should. But you never fucking know. Joanna was supposed to smoke Little Rosa Majunas and knocked out. Okay? It can happen. Not saying it will. Not saying it's likely, but it could happen. So, I don't know. I just want to point that out. It's a huge risk.
I just want to say this following on from that, because I wanted to talk about a little bit of bullshit. The fact that Luke Rockhold said that if he loses against Michael Bisping, if they have a third fight, he's going to retire. There has only been, I think, one other time that people have been cheering for Michael Bisping, and that was probably in the last fight against Luke Rockhold. And it'll be the same again. If them two fight for a third time, everybody's going to be cheering for Bisping because it'll be his last fight. Additionally, if we can get rid of Luke Rockhold, then I'm just saying.
God, I hope Bisping wins that fight so hard. Just win the shit out of that fight. You know what else that motherfucker said? Is, I'm going up to 205 and I'm coming for that ass, Gustafson. I'm like, bruh. Yes, you should fight against Gus. Yes, you have you probably do better at light heavyweight than the middleweight. No, stop talking like that, dude. You can't talk shit.
Gus isn't the one. I think that's the worst possible matchup for him in that top 5.
Yeah. Who would you give him instead?
Let's look at the top 5 real quick with the quick.
I give him DC. Fuck it. Just kidding. I'm
DC, fuck's sake. Right, so the top 5 as it stands is Latifi, Manoa, Teixeira, Ozdemir, Gustafsson.
Manoa.
Nah, fuck that. No, because he's fighting like in about 2 weeks, a week.
Okay, well, if he didn't have a fight, Manoa.
Give me Latifi.
No, fuck that Manoa. You know how hard Manoa hits? Dude, yeah, but he would break Rockhold's face.
He hits my guy.
Yeah, but he's dude. Latifi stands up, and dude, if Latifi and Luke Rockhold, when they face off, Rockhold's dick's gonna be in Latifi's face.
So was OSP's, and then he got flatlined.
That's a good point. God damn, that was dirty. I remember that now. He fucked him up. Woo, that was crazy.
I'm just saying, if he smashes Rockhold like that, I'm just saying. That's what I'd rather see.
Yeah, look, man, I'm tired of Rockhold not living up to his potential. I'm tired of the talk. To just fight or shut the fuck up, dude. Let's just, I don't know what his problem. He's got this arrogance about him. It's so irritating.
Because he's a model. He's like the polar opposite of
no, because it's not. Yeah, exactly. But like, because he's not confident. It's not confident arrogance. It's just arrogance. Like you could see the insecurity behind every word he says. Like it's fucking pouring out of his eyeballs. Like I am not sure at all what the fuck is going on. Yeah, right, man. Busy and beats. I'm just gonna retire. Fuck it, I could destroy that guy. Yeah, fuck yeah. Okay. No, dude. No. Your soul was taken last time.
Speaking of shutting up and fighting, have you been to Burger King yet?
I don't go to Burger King, bro. I eat clean. And Conor McGregor don't go to Burger King either, but he does cash some checks.
The fact that people got so mad about that advert is hilarious.
Why do they get mad?
I think it's because they think of like everybody's kind of sick of seeing him and they want to see him fight. They don't want to see him in the way that he's going to make money and make his family happy and safe and stuff. They want him to fight. And I get that.
Yeah, I don't have cable, so I don't know if the commercial's been like on here in the States. It's been on over there quite a bit, right?
I haven't seen it once yet, but in fairness, I don't watch TV that much to watch like adverts. So
okay, yeah. So like I don't watch TV either, so I don't fucking know if it's on here. Like fair play to him, dude. Good for you. I did like the line at the end though, where he goes, "And all you trash talkers, thanks for putting Conor Jr. through college." Like I thought that was pretty good. But other than that, like the one picture of him with a Burger King hat and holding out the sandwich like it's a punch, like bro.
Yeah, but all that stuff though, like Jesus Christ, like we've been waiting, like it's so weird. Like I genuinely believe this. It's so weird for me because I think in a way, neglecting the side that he hadn't defended his titles, like, right, whatever. Like I get that, right. But like this guy should be the most celebrated guy in MMA because he made it. Like one of ours made it.
Right, he is though.
I don't think he's celebrated in the right context though. Like
like what do you mean?
I just see a lot of people like it seems to be the in thing. Like, if you want to be trendy and you want to be like loved and get like likes and retweets, right. Say something salty about Conor McGregor. Even if you're a fan, it's like there's a couple of people, I'll tell you off there's a couple of people who I know are massive Conor McGregor fans. Yeah, every time Conor does something, they try to do the biggest dirty on him. And I'm like, you're a fan, dude. Like, that's so backwards to me. That's like, that's me doing that to you. Like, could you imagine if I was like, you know what, I'm really good friends with Eddie, but you know what I'm going to do? Every time he does something, I'm going to throw so much shade on it and hate. It's like, it's like I work for ESPN or maybe not. Anyway,
are you gonna Photoshop a picture?
Oh, I think the person just hacked us and they just kicked off Eddie. I think they just kicked off Eddie.
That was the best cut ever. How far did I get?
Far enough, I think.
Okay. Anyway, so Anyway, thanks internet. Anyway, no, but Google Hangouts, you cunts. No, but look, here's the thing about Conor McGregor. And look, I think he is most celebrated, but I think with that celebration, that admiration from everybody, it's gonna come the other side. It's a yin and yang. It's how it works. Positive, negative. Everything good comes with something bad, and you just got to deal with it. I think the fact that everyone knows you're a huge Conor fan, though, is why you see more of it. I really do think so.
Honestly, hand on my heart, I genuinely see more. You know what? I'll be completely honest with you. I don't think I follow barely any Conor fans. Honestly, I think I might like as far as like people who will openly tweet about it and are not like, you know, there's very few people who I can think off the top of my head now that say anything positive about Conor ever. Like, I think predominantly people I know are like anti-Conor, but it's just hilarious to me because, like I say, I know they're fans, and I know you're fans.
Man, it's like when you're like, if you're a salty person that hates themselves, lives in a shithole city, has a shithole life and job, you know, fucking spends all their time watching everybody else, and like probably jacks off to the videos. If you're that kind of person and your neighbor buys a brand new car, and it's a slick ass sports car, it's fucking great. Here's the difference between guys like us and people like shithead. Okay, guys like us, hey man, good for you. It's good shit, man. That's nice. It's real nice, nice and clean, man. That's sick. It's pretty cool, man. Good for you, right? Shithead's gonna be like, oh man, but the gas is expensive, or the insurance is crazy on there. Oh, now you have a huge payment. Yeah. Or I heard that they're not safe. Oh, I heard this and that. Like, that's the difference. The people that you're hearing from are those motherfuckers that are jealous they're not getting Burger King dollars. Quit hating, go buy yourself a chicken sandwich, bitch. The fuck are you doing? Support your guy. I'm not going to, but first of all, my first thing when I saw that commercial, I was like, bitch, we know he's not eating that shit.
No.
I said, like, if there was that one part where he eats, take a bite of the sandwich, you know it's like, cut. What the fuck is that shit?
Get the fuck out of here.
Like, I bet you he had prime rib just waiting outside the shot so he could just put it in. He didn't even eat it. He just like let the prime rib sit in his mouth and then he spit it back out so he could have the taste of like of actual food in his mouth for a second. Burger King's dog shit. I don't give a fuck what anyone says. That shit is gross.
The only one that I've ever had, the only burger that I like from Burger King is the XL bacon double cheeseburger, because that shit's fucking like, I'm all about that. If I want a dirty burger, that's what I'm going for.
I haven't had Burger King in like 6 years, man. I shit you not.
That's fair.
I shit you not. But like when I was eating it, I was like the double cheese Whoppers or whatever, like the double Whopper with cheese and like lettuce and tomato and a ton of like ketchup and like just a hint of mayonnaise.
Mayonnaise. Is that what you have?
Mayonnaise. Mayonnaise. I want to say just like that. You ever seen you remember, is it Doug? The name of the cartoon, Doug?
Yeah, Doug with the little wavy hair.
Yeah, Captain Underpants and shit. And he's like, Patty mayonnaise. Like, that was my favorite. That was one of my favorite cartoons ever. So I always remember to say mayonnaise, I say mayonnaise because I like it. Anyway.
Bless you. That's
so
cool.
Yeah. But anyway, look, I'll tell you what, if like Nate came out and did like a McDonald's commercial, there'd be some Nate fans that got salty too. It's just what happens. It's just human nature for cunts to be cunts and be salty little cunts.
Can we just say though, GSP, please just go away.
Dude, how are you gonna say I want a legacy fight and you don't want to fight anybody? What are you gonna do? Fight a mirror, motherfucker? Like, the only name that didn't come out of his mouth was Anderson Silva.
That's the one name that he should have said.
That's the one name he didn't say. He said, I don't want to fight Tyron. I want to fight the Diaz brothers. I don't want to fight Conor. Okay? I don't want to fight anybody. And he didn't say any names that he wanted to fight. Only name they mentioned, not mentioned, Anderson Silva. I think that's what he wants. I think he wants to beat up. I think he wants to take Silva down, hug him for a while, win that fight, and move on.
Oh my God, that'd be so horrible. Because you know what? That'd be a main event.
Probably.
That'd be the main event.
No, because there's no belt. You know, fucking. They have not done a pay-per-view without a belt in fucking forever. They're not going to start.
There'd be a belt, but it'd be like the co-main.
Yeah, it'd be the co-main for sure.
You know what it'll be? They'll put the.
You want to see? Wait, time out. You want to see those two old motherfuckers in there for 5 rounds? What?
I don't. I'm just saying that's what'll happen.
That's not happening. That's not a main event.
Now, that'll be the main event, and the flyweight women's championship will be the co-main event, or the men's.
No, sure, fuck that. Take that shit over to Bellator, where they do pay-per-views, quote pay-per-views. All right, or They do big cards where in the city is doing it is a 4 or 5 hour fucking delay. All right, and I'm going towards something here, but in a second, okay. But they shit over to Bellator with that. No, they're totally catch up to UFC, bro. They catch up to UFC, bro. Best welterweight division, bro. But can't have a fucking event live on television for everybody. But the UFC pulls it off every week. Go fuck yourselves. They're not catching up to shit. All right, they're making they're making stupid mistakes, which keeps them as numero dos forever. Anyway, on to what I will talk about. Bellator 200 something? Is it 200?
Yeah, we're in the UK.
Is in your spot, and it's gonna be on tape delay for your spot. What the fuck? Bellator.
I'm just saying they have the perfect opportunity to tap into a market that's a fighting nation. You know what I mean? We're big fight fans, and they're coming to us. Our country
with a solid card, mind you. That's a solid card.
It's not a bad card.
Yeah.
But you know what's the thing? I'll say this. I would right. I don't know if they are, but if you put Cage Warriors card and their card on at the same time, more people are going to tune into the Cage Warriors one. And you know the reason why? Because we can fucking watch it. We know it's live. That's the only reason why. That's the only reason.
Yeah.
If you put that on live, we're going to watch it. But if nobody knows it's on live, why would anybody tune into that over, Cage Warriors, where we know people are going to be fighting live?
Yeah, and I'm not, look, man, I haven't watched Bellator in forever live. I've only watched, and I watched only because it was a good fight, and I heard it was a good fight, but I already knew who won. I can't watch a fight if I already know who the fuck won. It's not happening. There's no reason for me to watch it.
The last card that I watched live was the New York card.
Yeah, me too, and that's because I streamed it.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Even that one let me down, honestly, but yeah, for real. But
my guy.
Yeah, but at the same, look, man, we just get your shit together, Bellator. Right? We're gonna pretend that if we're gonna pretend that we're fucking they're catching up, they're catching up to UFC. Then they gotta try and actually do that, like the little things, right? Like greatness is I forget who said this. Greatness is a lot of small things done well. Yeah. All right, they're doing a few big things well. They're fucking up all the little things.
The problem is though is they're promoting past it kind of star names instead of promoting their youth. Like they're not promoting their up and coming talent, and it's like that Aaron Pico kid. You should be fucking pushing him to the stars right now. Like,
he should be main carding. That kid should be in the main card. I don't care against who.
He should be getting on fucking posters. He should be doing meet and greets. He should be doing. You know what I mean? Like, I don't understand.
Yeah.
Like,
no, 100%.
This is the reason why I get salty when I say this, but this is the reason why WWE everybody wants to go and work for. This is why Verdun wants to work there, Kane wants to work there, DC wants to work there, Ronda works there, Brock went back there. Do you know what I mean? Like, and I don't think a lot of people turn around saying Brock's going to come back to the UFC. Guess what? Brock ain't coming back for shit, because the fact is why would he do that and risk getting smashed? Because the next fight he's going to have is going to have to be against somebody who can actually compete with him. You know what I mean? Like, you can't bring him back and have him, fight against, some bomb. Like, you know what I mean? So let's be truthful. Like, would you rather get paid, double the amount, maybe triple the amount, and turn up a couple of days a week? A couple of days a month, maybe even a few weeks a year? Come on.
Yeah, look, and he'll come back, because I know there's a picture that just came out of him with a beer belly, so it looks like he's off the steroids for a little bit, trying to get clean. But
in fairness to Brock, he does slim down very well. But let's be honest.
Yeah, little flabby. Anyway, but yeah, I don't want to see that shit. I don't know, man. Bellator's bumming me out. UFC, the UFC took that youth movement though. 222. Sean O'Malley.
Yeah.
Brian Ortega, and there was one more. Who was it? Who else was it that was like against Mackenzie Dern? But
yeah,
so it's a good move by them, man.
I think the UFC got it right with this card as far as it's concerned, because you know what, it was a fun card. We all enjoyed it.
Was a fun card. Yeah. I just wasn't gonna pay for it.
Well, the thing is though, is if I said to you, right, say Mackenzie Dern just hypothetically here, Mackenzie Dern wins a few fights, gets a little bit of hype behind her. Not too much, just a little bit. I don't want to hear any of this Ronda bullshit. Like, get the fuck out of here. One thing I just want to point out real quick, and I don't want to holler and hover over this, but one thing that always amuses me: everybody reveres Cyborg for being dominant in the generation where she was and is, where she's beating the people they're only the people that are in front of her. It's not her fault they're not on her level. But when Ronda Rousey did it and she beat everybody she beat, the girls that were around at that level. Oh, she only fought against trash, bro. Like, you know, she was just lucky. As soon as MMA caught her up, it's like same could have been said about Cyborg. If you know,
same should be said about Cyborg. Same should be. You know what I mean?
But nonetheless, so say Mackenzie Dern gets a little bit more hype behind her, O'Malley gets a little bit of hype behind him, Ortega, maybe Holloway and him have a little bit of a rivalry in the future. Do you think that we could be looking at the next kind of flux of talent?
I think we are, yeah. I think if Mackenzie Dern works on her fucking hands and her wrestling, honestly, like Mackenzie Dern will be one of the last ones that's gonna come into the UFC with any kind of hype that has one main skill. She's one of the last ones, if not the last one. Nobody else is gonna come in with just jiu-jitsu or just wrestling. All right, we saw Paige Van Zandt come in with toughness. That didn't work out either. Okay, so I think she's one of the last ones. What? Oh, dude, any chick can get pummeled in the face. Okay, I almost made a domestic violence joke. Sorry. I got some shit for that one on Women's Day, but
yo, you're really pushing your boundaries on like.
I know, dude. It's just you know, I don't know. I'm trying to be nice. Anyway, so if you worked on her shit, she comes back with some hype. Yeah, sure. You have a youth movement now, right? And I'm more excited about Sean O'Malley than anybody. But Andre Soccer Mom, what the fuck were you thinking taking him down? What did you hear? No, that's what Sean was saying. I can't stop saying it now because I can't say Sukutham or however you say his last name.
Yeah.
So I like Soccer Mom. You lost. I call you Soccer Mom. Anyway, but no, I'm just kidding. I don't want to say it. But
that's actually really cool. Like really funny.
It is. Yeah. And Sean O'Malley was calling him the entire week on Embedded and before that on Twitter, calling him Soccer Mom. I'm like, oh my God, it's great. Anyway, but that kid, man, busted his foot. And Andre took him down. It's like, did you not see him hopping? I know, I saw him hopping. Like, and here's the thing: people are calling Andre the dumbest fighter ever. You don't know because you weren't in there, but you don't know because you weren't in there. But goddamn, Andre, what the fuck?
I'm just saying. I'm going to say one thing: we may not have been in there, but his corner was watching from the outside.
Yeah, what the fuck was wrong with the corner? Not saying, hey, bruh, don't take him down.
The first thing he should have done as soon as he took him down, stood back up, kicked him in that leg. Kicked it. Well, I just kicked him in the leg whilst he was down.
100%.
And then let him stand back up.
And if you're gonna be on the ground with him, fucking elbow to the leg. You saw where it busted. Let's get his foot, get the leg.
Credit to him though. You know what? I think actually, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this is a Nate Diaz quote where they turned around and said like, if you can't walk out of the octagon, then you're not the winner. I'm
not sure if it's a Nate Diaz quote, but it's a good quote.
I don't think it's true though, because like.
I think he means be alive.
No, but like that's what that soccer mom guy was saying. Like afterwards.
I don't know.
I've heard that quote before.
Yeah, dude. No, you got beat. That's all it is. And here's what I don't like. I'm not gonna make excuses, but where have we heard that before? Fucking Joanna making excuses left and fucking right. I'm not gonna make excuses, man. But you know, the first time I fought someone whose corner was talking shit. Now, if you were watching the fight. The corner was telling Sean O'Malley to talk shit, and it worked.
That really pissed me off that he was complaining about the corner talking shit.
Yeah, I'm like, why are you listening to the corner, dude? You should be fighting. You should be busy with the guy in front of you that busted his foot.
If you've been playing in regional, it's because I'm thinking of thing there. But if you've been competing in the regionals where people's moms, girlfriends, brothers, family friends, and everything are on one side, and all yours are on the other side. Everybody's screaming, kill that, whatever. You know, everybody's, saying shady shit, like, because they don't want to see their, loved one get smashed or they want you
for sure.
And if you've not been in that environment at least 3 or 4 times, then where the hell have you been fighting? Do you know what I mean? Like, even when I was a kid, I remember, like, other people's families and friends and stuff like cheering on their dude and saying shady shit to me. I was like 13 and I was hearing that. So how you can let that affect you is beyond me. Do I agree with the corner doing it? In a way, is it unsportsman? Yeah, it is. But then a part of me goes, who gives a fuck? You're a fighter.
You know, it was funny during a tournament. I was in mount position, and dude got half guard, right? Because it's easy to get half guard on me because I'm not flexible enough to be like low enough. And if you're flexible, you can get half guard on me easily. So he gets getting half guard. I'm still on top. I'm heavy. I'm still on top. Real good pressure and everything. And I hear the dude's teammates going, "Sweep that motherfucker. He ain't shit. He ain't got no skills." So I look up. I saw who it was. I made eye contact and I dug this whole forearm in homeboy's neck for the last 45 seconds. I was already up like 8-2 points or something like that. And I got like a penalty taken away, whatever, like a point taken away. But I didn't give a fuck. I dug that shit, dude. I was doing this for 45 seconds. Dude got up, had a big old red mark here. I saw him a week later at the grocery store, purple as fuck. And I'm like, and I literally go, "Hey man, I don't know, I didn't want to do that, but your teammates were talking too much shit." And that's just what it was.
That's so fucking messed
That's
up.
what you gotta. That's what you gotta handle that shit. Fuck those guys. I made eye contact for 45 seconds with his teammates. It's like, bitch. Like it was funny shit. But anyway, what else we got, man?
No, I think that's everything, my guy. I think that's everything because we haven't got a card this weekend or anything like that.
Oh, it's gonna be a nice break, dude. I look forward to these no UFC weekends.
You say this, and then we're like, whoa.
No, Saturday night, I'll probably go see a movie or something. Something good comes out, maybe go see Black Panther again, which is bomb. Yeah, I mean, fucking, I got to see that shit finally. I don't know. There should be other combat sports this weekend, but I can't think of it.
What day are we on tomorrow? What day is it tomorrow? Friday.
Friday.
It's Friday tomorrow. We could play some UFC 3 tomorrow if you want. We can stream that bullshit. Or we could go on Fortnite again if you're down for that.
Dude, that was frustrating. We finally got. I finally lived for longer than 35 seconds, and then I died first. Like, what the fuck?
We did okay. We did okay when me and my friend were running.
Yeah, and then I had to go eat dinner, and then fucking I had to go to the grocery store. You know, life shit.
Real life shit. Right,
wait,
guys.
Hold up, time out. Our Lady Bird is still fucking judging.
What?
This bitch. Anyway, Our Lady Bird. You know who that is? The chick that fucked up the Canelo Triple G decision.
Oh, right.
She gave him like
way,
one.
On all the gear.
Hey, look, man.
I'm just saying that person, my guy. He went from.
Hey,
bro,
here's the thing. Hey, time out.
And now he looks like you.
Time out.
He looks like you.
For sure, but a timeout. My Mexican hood will not allow me to speak ill of my brother Canelo.
Wait. So you won't speak ill? Oh, Eddie's gone. I think he got offended. Is he? Oh, never mind. So Eddie got really offended because I was speaking ill of his Hispanic brethren. Hopefully Eddie will be back in just 2 seconds. I don't know what's happening to him. Eddie's fucking internet is garbage. We need to sort that out, man. I don't know if it's Google Hangouts though, so what can you do? But this is the problems that we have when we use YouTube. But we can't use Periscope, I don't think. We can't use 2 people, so we'll figure it out. But are you back? Are you good? You alright there, Eddie? You okay? We can't even hear. Can we hear you?
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, so another perfectly timed fuck up with Google Hangouts.
I just want to say though, you want to defend your your brethren, so to speak, but you weren't defending your other Hispanic friend, were you?
Ortega?
No, I was talking about that fucking rapper that said Tupac was boring.
Bruh, he looks white as fuck to me, man. I don't know what you're talking about.
The fact is, right, I saw that and I was like, who the fuck is this guy? Genuinely. And I looked at it and I was reading all the comments and stuff and everybody was going like, oh, this fucking white boy. And then he quoted one of them and he was like, I'm fucking Hispanic. I was like, bah!
Yep.
But hey, I'm sorry, but Canelo was on all the gear.
I'm about to send you some shit. This is gonna be good. Anyway, I'll send it to you on
right.
Anyway.
I'm gonna wrap this up, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna just give a shout out to our sponsors as always. Thank you to Receptra, keeping our body and his minds right with their CBD products. If you haven't used any before, I highly recommend them. From anything from arthritis to any kind of aches and pains. It also helps with an array of different illnesses, like I mentioned previously, like cancer and an array of different things. But again, do your research, find out if it's for you.
Smoke some
I would
weed.
recommend starting at the lowest kind of grade and, you know, build up. Like, don't go too hard too quick. Do you know what I mean? Just take steady amounts. Don't try to just, you know, infuse your body with it and have too much. Me personally, I'm a big believer in taking a small amount and let your body use it, because you're not going to be able to absorb much more than that. So make sure you check out the balms, make sure you check out the drops, but make sure you go over to receptionnaturals.com. That's RECEPTRA, naturals.com. If you're in the United States, use the code word, the heel hook, all one word, for 10% off. If you are outside of the United States, contact on Twitter, Receptra Naturals, at Receptra Naturals, or email them. They'll sort you out with the code and they'll hook you up. Tell them we sent you, tell them it was the heel hook, and we'll figure it out from there. But they'll hook you up. Secondly, make sure that you check out banestore.com. Bane is a jiu-jitsu athletic apparel. They do hoodies, rash guards, spats, all that good stuff. They do artwork, they do mugs, anything. If you're a bit of a jiu-jitsu head, make sure you go over to banestore.com. That's BAIN store.com. Use the code word the heel hook for 10% off. Where can they find you, Adi?
And by the way, real quick, because I know people have been asking me questions about CBD oil like for literally like 3 days, just out of nowhere. 100% support it. Receptor Naturals is the shit. I used their stuff before. I still use their the topical cream.
Yeah,
and it still works fucking great. I gotta order more soon, but still. So yeah, definitely recommend it. Follow me on Twitter at Ela31, on Instagram, and Keyboard Warriors MMA. Same thing for Snapchat. We have Snapchat now. Keyboard Warriors MMA.
Be careful, he's gonna send you dick pics. He's gonna send you dick pics.
I will send dick pics if I'm a little hammered. Anyway, so I apologize ahead of time for that. And for some of you, you're welcome. Anyway, so
some people they may overly enjoy that.
They might overly enjoy that. It's a little scary. Anyway, so yeah, that's about it. And Mackenzie Darren hit me up.
Oh my days. On that note, guys, make sure you subscribe to the channel. That's this one right here. Hit that motherfucking subscribe button. Turn on notifications as well, so you never miss an episode. We'll be back in a day or a couple of days, and we'll be doing an episode of Triggered. Additional to that, make sure that you follow us on Twitter at the Heel Channel. And you can also find us on iTunes or SoundCloud, depending on if you're on Apple or Android. Subscribe to those so you can listen to these offline. Additional to that, you can find me at Ashley Lamprey. That's ASHLEYLAMPREY. And that's on Twitter. And that is on Instagram. And you can also find me at Just Ash Official on Snapchat, where I'll probably just be posting loads of pictures of my dog or my baby. So it is what it is. He's been working on his guard, my guy. That 1-2's coming. I'm telling you.
What's that picture?
He's gonna come through. He's gonna smash DC's son. That's my one fucking true goal in life. I'm kidding, kind of. On that note, guys, thank you again for all your love and support from me and Eddie. Whether you're a lover, a fighter, or a hater, peace up. A-Town down. We're out of this bit.